This is confirmation from the people that want to pay the money. Sponsors. Angel Reese fans are going to be pissed.
The rivalry between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark has always had sparks, but a new twist just turned it into a full-blown firestorm. After losing a major sponsorship, Reese has reportedly taken aim at Clark, a move that's setting social media ablaze. Was it a raw reaction to frustration, or a calculated play to control the headlines? The sports world is locked in, and the tension between these two stars has never been hotter. It all started when Ice Cube shook both basketball and the internet with one jaw-dropping announcement, a $5 million offer for Caitlin Clark to join his Big Three league. The news spread like wildfire. Fans debated, timelines blew up, and every major sports outlet scrambled to cover the story. But in all the noise, one name was completely absent. Angel Reese. No mention, no hint, not even a passing reference. Then, the drama turned up another notch. TMZ caught up with Ice Cube at LAX and asked a question everyone was thinking: would Angel Reese get a deal like Clark's? His reply was immediate and brutally honest. No. No hesitation, no softening the blow. Just a flat-out rejection. In that moment, the tone shifted. Reese, once hailed as one of the fastest-rising names in women's basketball, was now on the outside looking in. And Ice Cube didn't leave much to interpretation. "We're in business to make money," he said. Translation: Caitlin Clark means major revenue. Angel Reese, in his eyes, doesn't move the numbers the same way. That blunt statement didn't just ripple through sports media, it hit corporate boardrooms, sponsored discussions, and fan loyalties all at once. The effect didn't stop with fans, it reached boardrooms. Sponsors were watching closely, and the glow around Angel Reese began to fade. Deals that once felt like a sure thing suddenly looked uncertain. The hype, it seemed, wasn't matching the kind of numbers that make corporations open their checkbooks. Reese's supporters came to her defense, flooding social media with accusations that Ice Cube was sidelining a hardworking black woman who had earned every inch of her success. But Cube's stance wasn't about feelings, it was about figures. The Big Three isn't the NBA. Budgets are tight, risk is high, and every investment has to guarantee a payoff. In his eyes, Caitlin Clark is that payoff. She's a proven draw, breaking records, packing arenas, and sending jersey sales through the roof. She's the kind of name algorithms favor and accountants love. Reese might bring energy and drama, but Clark brings the formula that keeps the business running. The numbers tell the story. When Clark takes the court, attendance jumps by an incredible 105%. Her jersey sales aren't just rising, they've skyrocketed over 1,000%. The average WNBA crowd for her games: 15,591 fans. These aren't PR spins, they're hard stats. Brands don't need to be convinced to back her. She's her own best marketing campaign. Angel Reese has carved out a persona built on rivalry, confidence, and a fearless edge. But in the high-stakes business of sports, there's a sharp difference between making headlines and making profits of corporate sponsorships. Stability is the real currency, and Caitlin Clark delivers it in spades. Her image is spotless, marketable, dependable, and built to last. She praises teammates, avoids controversy, and carries herself with a professionalism that brands can bank on. Angel Reese has taken a different road. Her style thrives on on-court taunts, pointed post-game comments, and very public rivalries. For fans, it's entertainment gold. For investors, it's a calculated risk. Then came the eyebrow-raising rumor whispers that Reese pitched a $1,000 sneaker idea to Reebok, only to have it shut down instantly. True or not, in branding, perception can outweigh reality. And perception is where Clark holds the edge. She's already starring in national ad campaigns and boosting her team's social media reach by more than 260%. She's not just riding the WNBA's wave of momentum, she's helping create it. Where Reese can ignite a viral moment, Clark transforms an ordinary matchup into a must-watch spectacle. If you want, I can now combine all three rewritten sections into one seamless, polished script that flows. Reese has been open about the darker side of fame, the online abuse, the threats, the constant criticism. Through it all, she stood her ground, backed by teammates, family, and her hometown. But in the business world, resilience doesn't sign contracts, numbers do. And that's where the gap between her and Caitlin Clark is getting harder to ignore. As fans clash over whether Ice Cube made the right call, the conversation is shifting from drama to data. The question isn't who has the most attitude, it's who brings the most value. And the numbers may tell a story some aren't ready to accept. Angel Reese once looked like the perfect marketing package. The style, the swagger, the edge Bayou Barbie wasn't just a nickname. It was a brand, and it had momentum. Her "you can't see me" taunt went viral, making her a household name almost overnight. Brands lined up to capture that energy. But in the WNBA, the spotlight is sharper, and the expectations higher. Reese's stats have been inconsistent, her game unpredictable. More often, her name trends for social media moments than for highlight reel plays. Instead of Rookie of the Year buzz, she's been labeled more of a TikTok sensation than a dominant force on the court. The turning point came when Ice Cube explained, publicly and without hesitation, why she wasn't chosen for his Big 3 project. It wasn't about talent, he said, it was about value. Caitlin Clark could deliver the numbers. Reese couldn't match them. That one blunt statement sent ripples through her sponsorships. The deals didn't vanish, but the shine was no longer the same. The calls just stopped. The skincare campaigns, the flashy drink partnerships, even that much-hyped crypto collaboration, all quietly vanished. No cancellations, no press statements, just silence. Behind the scenes, Reese's team has been scrambling, fully aware that her market momentum is slipping away. She's spoken out about feeling silenced, misunderstood, even targeted. But in the sponsorship world, silence from brands is the loudest message of all. While Reese has been fighting to hold her ground, Caitlin Clark has been busy rewriting the WNBA record books. She didn't just debut, she detonated onto the scene. The Indiana Fever, once overlooked, now sell out arenas in every city they visit. Her arrival hasn't just boosted interest, it's reshaped the league's entire financial reality. Fever jersey sales have soared by an astonishing 1,093%. Not hype, but cold, hard revenue. Clark's games now account for more than a third of the WNBA's total attendance. When she's on the court, the stands are packed. When she's not, the energy drops. League Pass subscriptions tripled after her debut, and in just 3 months, she's generated over 800 million social media views. More than the NBA, more than the NFL. Caitlin Clark isn't just a basketball player, she's a one-woman economic engine, and the corporate world has taken notice. Her face is everywhere, from primetime commercials to national ad campaigns. Angel Reese, meanwhile, has seen her sponsorships shrink to smaller-scale deals like limited Reebok drops, often clouded by rumors and criticism. One player is expanding the league's reach. The other is still working to expand her personal brand. Ice Cube's business decision made, that contrast undeniable. He offered Clark a $15 million deal and a documentary opportunity. When she passed, they didn't turn to Reese. They simply moved on. Clark doesn't chase headlines, she becomes them. She's not just building a brand, she's cementing a legacy. Reese is still fighting to stay in the conversation in a league where public opinion can swing in the span of a few games. The pressure is showing. The fiery clapbacks, the confident smiles, the public rivalries that once fueled her rise are now the very traits that make some brands hesitate. In business, unpredictability isn't edgy, it's expensive. What was once her superpower is now being viewed as a liability. Even her social media tells the story. Fewer bold captions, more reflective posts about growth and community. But a rebrand can't erase an old image overnight. Sponsors have long memories, and in a marketplace built on consistency, going viral doesn't always equal long-term value. Reese is learning that in the pros, the game is as much about business strategy as it is about basketball skill. And in both, competition is brutal. As Clark and Reese continue down such different paths, the gap between perception and performance only seems to widen. What happens when loyalty, hype, and cold, hard numbers collide? You get the latest flashpoint in the Caitlin Clark-Angel Reese rivalry, and fans aren't holding back. Social media lit up as supporters blasted Ice Cube for picking Clark over Reese. Reese insists she's misunderstood. But the blunt reality, the market corrected fast. Almost overnight, the conversation shifted. Her loyal base came to her defense, accusing Cube of double standards and filling feeds with hashtags aimed squarely at him. But hashtags don't rewrite a balance sheet. Cube isn't stressed, canceled, or rattled. He's calculating. In his eyes, dropping millions on a player whose brand feels more volatile than profitable isn't business, it's a gamble, and he's not here to roll the dice. The fallout didn't just cost Reese a major payday, it cost her leverage. While she works to reshape her public image, Clark is still smiling her way through endorsement signings and threading flawless no-look passes on the court. The shift was swift and unapologetic. As Yahoo Sports reported, Ice Cube openly confirmed the Big Three couldn't and wouldn't offer Reese the same $5 million deal Clark turned down. His reasoning was simple. The Big Three isn't in the chaos business. They're in the consistency business, and in Ice Cube's eyes, Caitlin Clark is the blueprint. She's shown that you can dominate headlines and drive massive numbers without leaning on controversy. Angel Reese had her moment. She was the face of fire, intensity, and viral showdowns. But somewhere along the way, she blurred the line between attention and achievement. While Clark was quietly stacking stats, breaking attendance records, and securing sponsorships, Reese was making headlines for clapbacks, sideline taunts, and off-court drama. The spotlight she thrived under burns bright, but it burns fast. And when that heat cooled, so did the brands. Endorsement calls slowed, then stopped. The hype that once surrounded her started to sound like yesterday's story, so when Cube sat down to weigh cost against potential return, the decision was as straightforward as it was cold. No production, no profit. This wasn't about disrespect. It wasn't personal. In his mind, it was just business.